If you look at the highest-grossing Chinese online projects over the last couple of years, you'll notice that local audiences greatly enjoy the so-called folklore horror detective movies. These are scary stories about supposedly supernatural events that turn out to be set up by people in an attempt to cover up regular mundane crimes. The most successful online film of 2022 was the thriller The Town of Ghosts. The third spot was claimed by the detective story Open the Coffin. 1 year later, its creators came back with a similar piece entitled Get in the Dark. A folklore researcher named Lu Xiaosheng arrives to the city of Baigui to gain insight into a legend about the events that took place 2 decades ago. According to the legend, a paper figure of a dead girl named Xiao Yuan became alive, killed her father, and made other family members commit suicide. Xiaosheng is hearing the story from the owner of a local funeral shop, but at some point it becomes clear that the woman is hiding something, and her interlocutor apparently knows more about the legend than he admits. This atmospheric thriller is linked to the last year's horror detective story The Wicked Wife. It's not one and the same piece, but rather an anthology consisting of several stories that converge in the end, turning upside down all you've heard before. It's a very smart approach, not only because of an astonishing twist in the finale, but also because of censorship rules that ban the display of ghosts and supernatural forces on screen. The filmmakers can forget about the restrictions and turn the first 2 stories into pure horrors, knowing that they will debunk all that scary stuff later, proclaiming it part of a legend. Still, Get in the Dark falls short of The Town of Ghosts and The Wicked Wife. Rather than building up a compelling intrigue, the filmmakers focused on emotions, exploring blood ties within a family. Piece by piece, the movie puts together the complicated puzzle of family relations, but as the narrative unravels, you realize that it's not a horror, and not even a thriller, but a tragic melodrama filled with grief, heartache, and pain from loss. As for action, it's nowhere to be seen. At the same time, in terms of atmosphere, Get in the Dark is not bad at all. The director Cheng is good at escalating tension, and paper figures make your blood freeze. Paper figures are very common for Chinese horrors, and Get in the Dark finally explains what they mean, how they're made, and what purpose they serve. Cheng knows how to entertain the viewer with a well-told scary tale, but his film is dominated by melodrama. It comes to the foreground, overshadowing everything else. And while it's not exactly a flaw, you need to know that peculiarity if you want to avoid disappointment.